All right, y'all, give praise, esteem, and honor to the Most High, Elohim. In the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, today, the 5th chapter of John, and the 39th verse. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me, and you will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that you have not the love of Elohim in you. I come in my Abba's name, you receive me not. Another shall come in his own name, him you will receive. How can you believe and receive honor one from another? Seek not the honor that comes from Elohim only. Do not think that I will accuse you. The Abba, there is one that accused you, even Moses, of whom you trust. Had you believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if you believe not his writings, how should you believe my words? Oh boy. No, yesterday we were talking about what, right? That he came to deliver those who are bound by chains, aka bound to freedom. Oh no. Unstable. Oh God. What pertains to the kingdom of Elohim. Remember, it's the reign or the dominion of Elohim. Oh Lord. Okay. That's a lot. I don't got no signal right here. 33, I should say. Then Pilate entered into the judgment hall again and called Yahushua and said unto him, are you the Malach of the Yahudim? Hey, Bird, now you disturbing me, so me and you gonna have a problem. Look here, cuz. This is my workspace. Look at me. This is my workspace. So all that you doing, you disturbing my workspace. So if you disturb my workspace, I'm gonna have to disturb you. Thank you, sir. Shalom, man. Then Pilate entered into, this is John 18:3. Then Pilate entered into the judgment hall again and called Yahushua and said unto him, are you the Malach of the Yahudim? And chief priests have delivered you unto me. What have you done? Yahushua answered, my kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, then would my servants fight. Yahushua answered, you say that I am a king. To this end was I born, and for this cause came I into the world, that I should bear the killing for blasphemy. And what did they say that he blasphemed in regard? That he said that he was the son of Elohim, or basically said that he was king. So you understand, when you're dealing with the proclamation of the good news, you're declaring that Elohim is king, not just with principle. Luke chapter 1, verse 33. You can back it up. You can pick it up at verse 20 and 28. Luke chapter 1, verse 28. And the Malach of mind, what manner of salutation this should be? The Malachim said unto her, if I pause, it's just because it says it's unstable and the people on the other side can't hear it. And the Malachim said unto her, fear not, Mary, for you have found favor with Elohim. And behold, you shall conceive in your womb and bring forth a son, and shall call his name Yahushua. He shall be great. He shall be called the Son of the Highest. Yahuwah Elohim shall give unto him the throne of his father David, and reign over the house. He said how Daniel 4 and Daniel 2. Daniel chapter 4, right? Verse 34. Daniel 4 and 34. So that's what I want. It is. At the end of the days, I Nebuchadnezzar lifted up my eyes unto heaven. My understanding returned unto me. And I blessed the Most High, and I praised and honored him that lived forever, whose dominion is an everlasting dominion. His kingdom is from generation to generation. Now let's take a look at something, right? Why do you think that Nebuchadnezzar is bearing witness that his kingdom is from generation to generation? Yep. But he tell you that his is an everlasting dominion from generation to generation. Now it's Dar for generation, right? An age from time to time. Dalit and Raj. Dalit and Raj. You tell me what you come up with Dalit and Raj. Way of the highest? Door the highest? Anybody else? Other than Rob. So I would tell you what that one as simply as this. It is the hang of Yahusha. Now, why would the hanging of Yahusha go from generation to generation? Elohim suffered violence until John, at the time it was being manifested. Any time the word of you want to call it, because you're declaring that Elohim reigns and he is royal in the earth. Let me show you what's different than the people during the time of Samuel. You do not want Elohim to be king over you. You want to be like the nations. We're going to pick it up at verse 1 and more people because they don't believe. And I don't understand that thought process. These people out here talking about their gaze and looking at the sun, do all type of crazy stuff. I don't know how you feel like you can be connected to Yahuwah by looking at the sun or walking barefoot. You know, the stuff that people say. Y'all ever heard that stuff before? But what they don't understand is that y'all know who Mother Earth is, right? Yeah. You don't know who Gaia is, do you? We don't went over this before. It's not, you didn't file it away in your mental Rolodex. I'm just the nerve, the dog, the necessity. But Gaia is the deity who Mother Earth derives from. Give me a second to get her info up. You remember who she come from? I think ain't she an Egyptian deity? Because I can't remember. The Greeks. She's definitely like a green Mother Nature. The stuff that they say. Thank you, Karen. My junk ain't working, so it ain't me. But that's what that comes from. Everything in the earth belongs. You shouldn't talk about other people's beliefs and their gods. I am not one of those people. I will look you in your face and tell you your God is a lie. You a fool for following it, and you dumb as the God who you proclaim is your son. Shoot, let them tell it. She is the personification, but all Gaia is just a story about Eve. Because you know what Eve is called? You know what Eve is called, Michael? Do you know what she is called? See, you're over there using your cheat sheet. Oh, okay. I'm thinking these are helping you cheat. Well done. Sit down, sit down. Sit down. Eve called. What is it? But you see how that is? That the Mother Nature is the mother of life? It's just Eve. It's just Eve. At the end of the day, all these people did is they just made up myths and allegories about the people who are actually in the beginning of the text. That's all they did. You know what I'm saying? Like they talking about, People see the thing is people want to try to feel connected to Elohim through what He's created versus being connected to Elohim through and what He promised you, and then you live according to that, and then He will dwell with you, and you can dwell with Him. But see, a lot of people view that as being oppressive. Now I mentioned y'all, oppression means to be harshly mistreated. You hear that term used a lot, men are oppressing women. People scream oppression when they can't have their ways. In this day and time, like I said the other day, most people have never even felt real oppression. You know what I'm saying? That's not to say that we have not been oppressed, but most people directly cannot say that they've been severely oppressed. If someone has not physically beaten you, hurt you, to do things against your will, you have not been oppressed. You've not been oppressed. You got a woman say a man oppressing her because he telling her to do stuff she don't want to do. Then what you got married for? Want the direction, and when you get the direction or correction, you say that's oppression. That is the mistake of the modern world. And that's how people feel about Yahuwah. You want his benefits, you want his protection, but you don't want his direction and correction, and you call his word oppressive. Because I told us, I say, you know what y'all problem is? You want to be modern women, and you want a traditional man. You want a man who's going to take it. See, you can't get a traditional man with that type of attitude. You're actually going to get a simp, or you're going to get no man at all. Because no man is going to deal with you. Because he doesn't have to. Why, if I got money, my stuff on point, you're a misogynist. See, that's what they're going to call you. Like, I seen the women, a couple of men, we were talking about that with Brandon too. Women got upset because they don't know what cottage cheese is. You know what that is? You know what that is? Cottage cheese. Who don't know what cottage cheese is? You don't know you know what cottage cheese is, Michael? Cellulite. That's what cottage cheese is. Cellulite. Oh no. Oh, you ain't never heard nobody say she got cottage cheese on her legs?
I heard cottage cheese, not.
That's somebody who ain't clean.
See me, bro?
You know what I'm saying? You got tiger stripes. You know what that is? What that is? You're like, oh, it's just so beautiful. I love it. But niggas lying to you when they tell you. But y'all remember, y'all got married young. Y'all didn't have a problem. You got married young. You ain't had a business on it. And all these men here tell you that. They don't mind it. That. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to pick you off top like that. If he can pick, if he has his choice, they didn't choose him. Ain't that what he told them? So when it come down to Elohim, y'all familiar with what it says in Psalm 65 and 4? If you're not familiar, I'm telling you where it's at so you can find it. Somebody can read it out loud. Psalm 65 and 4. That's pretty easy. Yeah, then the young men can get it. When one of the young men get it, they can read it out loud. Psalm 65 and 4.
It said, blessed is the man whom thou choosest, and causes to approach unto thee, that he may dwell in
the man that he chooses. See, that goes back to, you can't tell him you're not right for choosing that. Why you don't choose this? Because I don't want it. That's why people be mad with Yahuwah, because he ain't choose them. So you mad at him because he ain't choose you. See, that goes back to also what we were discussing last night when he said, blessed are your eyes, for they see. You want it to be. See, you don't get to determine how the blessing come and what it is. You're supposed to have enough discernment to know that's from God. That's it. Why you think they rejected Mashiach? Because they wanted to tell Elohim why you healing on the Sabbath. If you the blessed, why you ain't killed the Romans? But at the same token, what you giving him? Unbelief, attitude, uncooperative. disobedient and rebellious, violent and murder. He's supposed to take that. Who are you for a man to want to take that? Remember I told you a couple weeks ago or a month or so ago, how many 50-year-old men you ever heard say, who gonna marry me? You don't hear men talk like that. They don't have those problems. Because they can get married at any time. So whoever they want, if they elevate themselves, you don't have that luxury. You're going to be alone. And being alone without Yahuwah is a whole nother thing. That's a desperate situation. That is a desperate situation. That's a horrible situation to be in. What's that, man? Did I read it already? 24. 24 and 2, that's where I'm at. For he hath founded it upon the sea, clean hands and a pure heart, who have not lifted up his soul unto vanity, nor sworn deceitfully. He shall receive the blessing from Yahuwah and righteousness from the. He said you get to dwell in his presence because you have clean hands, pure heart. I'm trying to look at the pause. Matthew chapter 5. Let's look at that pure heart. So y'all don't miss nothing when they do that. Because they keep telling me the signal is unstable. So just bear with it. I'm trying to work around it. We'll just come back all the way through and revisit each one at its time appointed. Matthew 5 and 3. Blessed are the poor in spirit, poor. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Now, we've talked about that in the past, but while we're here, let's discuss it. Let's talk about it. Where can you read about people who mourn? Where do you have examples of the people mourning? Lamentations of Jeremiah, not a bad example at all. Anybody else? Huh? I couldn't hear you. In Egypt? What'd you say? Who's grave? Book of Nehemiah? What they did in the book of Nehemiah? What happened when that text form? They went to weeping. And what did he do? He comforted them people. But guess what though? In the book of Joel, he could rend what instead of what? Instead of your garment, you rend your heart. Guess what you would be doing? You would be mourning before. Does it not tell you in the book of Micah that you ought to mourn? You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean you got to be walking around about this last night, right? A lot of people's problem is this. What we read in Ecclesiastes 7, that it's better for you to go in the house of mourning than the house of what? Feasting. He said, I'm trying to let this thing. That's really what's going on. Because when that junk paused. So what is it really telling us, right? That most of you already know. And I'm not talking about self-inflicted sorrow. You learn more in mourning or in lower times than you're going to do happier times. Or when people tell you in business that you learn more from failure than you do from success. I heard brother say this the other day, like he said the same token. And if you never failed at anything, he said they're not going to fool with you. Because if you look at people who are highly successful business-wise, those people have failed multiple times. That's what's scary. That's why a lot of people don't start a business. That's why a lot of people don't do a lot of things, because they're scared to fail. But see, some people will see failure and they will look at what they did wrong and they will adjust and they will be better for it. Some people will look at failure and they will blow their brains out. Some people told you that you just succeed because they don't show you the people who succeeded, the years and the failures that it took for them to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? That's why you a damn fool to go off anything that you see on the internet. That is, you have the mind of a child. If you what they want you to see. If they want you to see they struggle, they only showing you that struggle. The brand. Hello, Lee. Matthew 5. Hello, Malia. Hello, Malia. Hello, Malia. Michael. Come here. How was your behavior this week? How was your behavior negative? Because I'm not going to say your behavior is bad. You're a man, ain't you? Then look at me when I'm talking to you. Why were you depart? So, blessed are the meek, so they shall the earth. Now y'all know what song that come from, right? Because he took that from the script. He just didn't come up with that on his own. That comes from the script. You know what song? "37:7. Rest in Yahuwah. Wait patiently for him. Fret not yourself because of prospering his way, because of the man who brings wicked devices to pass. The evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon Yahuwah, they shall inherit the earth. Now let's look at evildoers, because he said evildoers going to be cut off. Remember what we let no man do what? Deceive you. Don't let nobody lie to you and tell you no different. See, let me tell you something with a lot of people. Why you think a lot? That's one of the biggest reasons why a lot of people hate Yahuwah too. Because you're going to hell. And they don't like the fact that he tells you that. But it's the truth, especially on the internet. If you never peeped it in real life, you can peep it on the internet. Sign stands for shame, insults, guilt, and the need right. And boy, one of the biggest shame tactics I always see a woman pull is, what about your mom? Anytime you say something, that's what they hit you with. What about your mom? Somebody said, I don't want to deal with a woman who's a single mother. And the first thing one of the women say, well, your mama was a single mother. What that got to do with his statement? See, what that is that shame. You know what I'm saying? That's shame. Let me manipulate you with your mother to behave how I want you to behave. Then if you don't do that, you know the next thing they hit you with? They call you a homosexual or misogynist. They're insulting. You know what I'm talking about? See, the internet allows you to see the conduct and behavior of human psychology that you may have not learned in any other arenas. Because if you always working and doing this and doing that, you know what I'm saying? But don't get it twisted, right? Why did I mention that? Because that's what you see people to do, people who keep the word. And men do it, but it's usually more women who do it who have walked away. And a lot of dudes who in the world because you need to be right. See, I'm telling you this for one reason. If you know you an attribute to need to be right, not to be right, but to need to be right. But see, that's a hard pill to swallow. See, that's the end you done dealt with. It's not because it's Michael. It's just because y'all like to look at yourself through rose-colored glasses. You know what I'm saying? But you was honest. You think you argumentative, Monica? Yeah, you concur with that? He definitely say you argue on the job. I done heard about you. I done heard about you. It's always more to the story. It don't be nothing to the story. Was you bucking or not? Was you bucking or not? Was you bucking or not? Huh? Was you bucking or not? Was you bucking or not? So you saying the man lying on you? Ain't just a little bit. Okay then. All that cap you had going on, dishonoring that man in front of strangers. I heard about you. Got fired. Lisa, you argumentative? You been clean? Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Shayla, you argumentative? Yeah, don't care nothing about his friends. You shouldn't be argumentative with any man.
Not argue with my dad.
At any time. Reason why I say that is that really ladylike that you sitting there going back and forth with a man?
Yeah,
What you doing? What you arguing about? Yeah. Yeah. Indeed. Indeed. What's up, damn little folks? Well, we asked all that a couple weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? But that's just something you don't be, especially about the word. Because you know what's funny? He was talking to a lady on the phone line, and the lady was like, saying something, and she was like, that's fornication. And you know what his response to her was? Because she said she a virgin. 26-year-old virgin. He said, well, do you plan on, and then began to argue. But he told her correct. If you're 26 years old, you're a virgin, and you don't plan on having sex till you get married, then you need an arranged marriage. But then on top of that, you would need an arranged marriage to be married to someone who shares the same belief system that you do. Yeah. Because if he girl and you telling him he got to wait 6 to 18 months for some vagina, and he don't start waiting for the time, he's gonna have sex with other women. You know what I'm saying? Then you're gonna be mad with him. Arrangements should be made. None of these little girls should ever get to the point where they think about picking a man. That man should have already been picked for them. Because most of y'all in here know, if you leave it up to you to pick a man, you're going to pick wrong. Because you're going to pick according to how a man makes you feel and the structure of life that he's going to give you. You're not going to pick the right man. You're going to pick the man who makes you feel a particular type of way. That's what you're going to do. Or you feel like you deserve a certain type of man around here built like the State Park Marshmallow Man that feel like they're supposed to be with a rich man. Like, let's be honest with you, be quite honest with you. Every woman don't even deserve a righteous man because she ain't righteous enough to deserve not a wise woman. You don't deserve a godly man if you're not a godly woman. Most of y'all grown. I told you. So we can make it rain. We have to call out of town for you. I can call out of town, but I don't know if you want to move in cold climates.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, I ain't trying to ship you away. You either got to wait till somebody come around here, or I can make some phone call.
Phone call for you.
37. I was finna get what? Psalms 102. Come to Psalms 102. The wrong thing. Yeah, I'm getting around it. Psalms 101 though. Psalms 101 and 6. Yeah, I already told you that. That's what it's doing on my side. I try to pause and come in when it stops. It's saying the connection unstable. That's why it's buffering. That's definitely the stream. That ain't y'all saying. That's the stream. Psalms 101. My eyes shall be upon the faithful of the land, they that dwell with. He that tell lies shall not tarry in my sight. I will early destroy all the wicked of the land, that I may cut off all the wicked doers from the city of Yahuwah. Again, this is telling you his kingdom not in the world, because what you're not dwelling in that man's land with that. I'm here to be the one to tell you. Psalm 104, that one. Then back to Psalms 30. Yeah, it's just an unstable connection, y'all. I wouldn't bet with who that is down there with all that. That's you, what? Come here, what? You down there moaning? You down there doing all that? Why? Look at your shoulders. Look at yourself. They bigger than mine. Look at you. This chain is certainly the chain of a man. Hey, what I told you earlier. He killed me with that. And he ain't even got no big old lip. He got a real baby lip. That junk look funny. We ain't got never worry about you dipping over the back. He ain't gonna be able to fit that junk in there. You gotta have an abnormal lip to dip the back. Nasty. Them boys used to do that junk in high school. White boy saved that junk, man. I swallowed that junk. I was sick for 4 hours.
Oh, yeah, you tried it? Yeah,
because he's baseball crank. That's how it came about. You know, he like here, try this here. He's like, man, what you doing? How y'all need to do that junk? Walking around here spitting all day. Nigga, that junk ain't cool. You got a cup with spit in it.
That's like a UBS.
Oh, wow. Psalms 104 and 28.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part. You sucking on stuff. Paul, you know what I'm saying? That ain't good in and of itself. You walking around sucking on stuff. That's how it happens. Because you got to be around the white boy. Yeah. Then when you kicking it with him, you get curious. And curiosity killed the cat. Here in New York City, I know you hung with some of them white children. Not talking like that too much. Oh man, look at you.
Nah, your education is pretty good. They do.
All I know is you go to hanging with a white boy, they pull out drugs you ain't never seen before. PT, and who got the meat? Boy, look here, man. You go to the white kid parties with the one thing about it. The white boy know how to party, boy. Don't nobody fight, don't nobody do that. They all drunk, they all high. Ain't nobody hit nobody. Look at that truth right there. Man, how they fought.
Everybody in there already mad trying to speak. Crackers be hosting they just.
Pills ain't nobody want to fight. Well, I've been around black folks on ecstasy pill, niggas pull it out, they fight. I don't know what they be, but I know they don't fight.
I know niggas.
They just want they You ain't lying. Nigga do be angry. Psalm 104 and 20. You ain't lying, but you just be bad.
You're trying to calm down.
Hide your face, they are trouble. What happened when Elohim hided his face from Yahushua? What happened to him? He got trouble. That's why I tell you the workplace you want to be in is alone. And look at shit on the inside. Because at the end of the day, you were created to be a mother and a wife. And if you don't operate in that capacity, that's depressing. That's depressing. Now, guess what? You were born to be a servant of Elohim and for his esteem. You think a lot of these people who sell trees, you know what I'm talking about? Erykah Badu vagina incense and stuff like that. It ain't filling the void. Somebody been out here trying to fill the void with climbing on a bunch of different women. We were just talking about drugs. A lot of people get high because you trying to fill a void. You know what I'm talking about? You changing the chemical balance in your brain every day. Either you a druggie or you got you getting high every day. Now you know you get addicted to cigarettes from the nicotine. Then you got to ask yourself, what you smoke? You got some people. I'm nervous. I smoke. I get nervous to smoke. You got some people smoke cigarette back to back.
Nervous in your life.
Smoke that filter tip. She want to smoke that fast break. You was smoking cigarettes, Mike? I didn't say a cigarette. I said, when you smoke a cigarette. Did you go to the store and say, can I get a pack of Newport shorts in the box?
Little wood took some yak that was in the shop.
Y'all walking around here breath extra stank. Walking in the store, can you get a black and mild? Niggas, look at this ancient woman coming out, she's black and mild. Around here, see, that's a very unattractive thing to see. A woman put a cigarette bad, that's a power works. Say what? Like that made it better. That's how y'all know y'all wrong, because y'all hide. Y'all hide with black and mild like y'all smoking rock. Created. And you renew the face of the earth. Now pause, right? What John 1 and 12 tell you? Hey, calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Because you know better. You know better too, don't you? I know you do. Think about that verse, right? Verse 30. Share y'all thoughts with me about verse 30. What is being conveyed? Hey, boy, put them cashews down.
About Genesis.
Yeah. 22 pounds. What?
Like a teddy bear.
122 pounds. What?
Sit down, sit down.
What y'all tell me? Tell me about verse 30. Saran, Nell, Eric, Kira, tell Psalms 104 and 30. Hey, y'all be quiet. Michael, you over there talking? You over there doing stuff you ain't got no business? You're bringing shame and disgrace to the family name. You from the house of Glover, ain't you? And behave yourself in a fashion becoming of that. You sound like you fart. You can talk people.
You stink.
130 telling you. Said right. Remember, you got to look at 29. He said he hides his face and their trouble. He take away their breath. They die and they return to the dust. And you can roll with that. He gave up the breath. And what happened? He went to the grave. Now, he didn't return to dust. Look at the next part of that, right? You send forth your ruach and they are created. You can say that if you will, but he's talking about the animals more specifically, if you back that up about verse 25. But also you can sit back and you can look at it in regards to being born and being the son of Elohim. I can dig it.
Yeah, that's what I was when you say you give them breath and they create.
Yes, sir.
And then in the population of the kingdom.
Because what the song I kept mentioning John, oh man, that's 25. Nor by the will of man, but of Elohim. See, a lot of brews feel like they can dictate who becomes the son of Elohim, and you can't. Strictly of Elohim. Elohim makes that determination. Created is Barak. It is the shape, it is the form. With Elohim as the son eyes. Or he's the son is the strength of his father. Because that's who you're created in. You're created. Let's continue. Psalms 104 and 31. The esteem of Yahuwah shall endure forever. I will praise to my Elohim. I will sing praise to my Elohim while I have my being. My meditation of him shall be sweet. I will be glad in Yahuwah. Let sinners be consumed out of the earth. Let the wicked be no more. Bless you, Yahuwah, oh my soul. You're going to be in that kingdom. How could any, remember what we read in Matthew, iniquity out of the land? Just like what I told conversation that people don't like to have because it's uncomfortable. It's not right. That should cause your death. See, if you're not living like that, that stuff don't even bother you to hear. You be like, amen, it is what it is. But when you know that you on the right hand, not on the right hand, but you on the left, troubles you. So then you begin to actually project your feelings of Elohim onto the person who's saying it. Plan. Psalms 24. We're in verse 7. It said, lift up your heads, O you gates, be you lift up everlasting doors. The King of esteem shall come in. Who is the King of esteem? Heads, O you gates, even lift them up, you everlasting doors. The King of, why he tell you, declare unto Zion, your Elohim is Malik, or that he is king. That's what the gospel is really. The gospel is the proclamation that Elohim is king and ruler over all, over sin, over death, over the world, and most importantly, rule without. We're in 4 and 35. And then we're going to get Daniel 2 after we finish that if we don't take no detours before that time. Daniel 4 and 35. That's nothing. Remember I told y'all that last night? Did he just say the nations and then Israel not reputed? Did he say, let's look at inhabitants? That's door. That is to everybody that dwells on the earth are reputed as nothing. Let's look at reputed. Well, let's look at nothing first. It's la. No, not nothing. To think or to account. So that means everyone that dwells on the earth, he counts you as nothing. See, that goes back to what I was talking about earlier. When you that type of man that Elohim is, and that go back to what I told you before, he don't need you. He wants you. See, a lot of people in this day and time, I don't need you to be present to do it. Don't think that you hold so much weight and value just strictly by your presence that is going to stop something. When you're not, you showing up on the Sabbath, you showing up on the feast day, that's nothing to him. You actually delighting to do the service that's contained in those services. That is what is more important. Your presence alone is not to pay bills. You can pay all the bills in the house, but if you don't have a brain to rule, then you're not a king. You would be the government, if you will, because the government provides, but they really serve no purpose. What I'm saying that is for is like this here, like, and we didn't ask this question before. Like, what value do you add? And value is usefulness. How useful are you to the other person? And if you know what, especially for a woman, if you know what that man is seeking to get done, he's rocking it. I can't see it. I just see it moving. Yeah, I just see it moving violently. Like, you have to ask yourself that. Like, you have to, and the reason why the parallel exists, because you have to be useful to Elohim. Remember that verse where he tell you, you got to purge yourself from these so you could be a master's use. The key that you hold it on the inside, he can't use you. You're useless to him. And I've told y'all this before. Women and men on the earth have got the game twisted. See, women have got in their mind that the man is there to help him. And he is not there to be your helpmeet. He was not created. You were created to be his helpmeet. Like to me, she wants a wife. It does. Because it's not the man's job to bring her dreams to pass. That's back before his. He does that, she is not going to respect him. Put your vision before his. That means that he has deemed you more important than himself. And that's why people hate Elohim. Now don't get it twisted. That woman might not fool with you if you do that. But she'll respect you though. And it's better for her to respect you and not fool with you. It's better keep your respect. Because see, all y'all are saying, yeah, I want my man to put me first, but you're lying because you don't. You want him to put himself before you every time in regards to what it is. Men are supposed to do what, Johnny? What men are supposed to do? So how you going to build up under a woman? Now, since the foundation of the world, have women been building? What do women do? They dwell in what is built. But see, now women say, I want to dwell and build. Well, baby, you can't do both. You can't do both. That's like you want to go to Elohim and say, I want to dwell with you, but build my stuff over here. Oh, that's not going to work, sir. That's not gonna work. You either gonna build his kingdom or you're gonna build your kingdom. But you can't build yours and his kingdom. What did he tell you in that regard? What you couldn't do? He said, a woman is the one who submits during the sexual act. So the woman has to be the one to submit in everything for anything. See, if you don't want to humble yourself to follow a man, you're going to get a man who's going to let you lead him. And then you're going to be mad because you got a nigga you can lead. Because you didn't want to humble yourself and follow. And what does that mean? You don't want to humble yourself to Yahusha, and you're going to end up with the beast. And he going to lead you. And he going to lead you. See, that just ain't no woman conversation that I'm having now. It sounds like that on the surface if you're simple-minded. The kingdom's not in this world. Because if you don't, because I've been to tell you this here, man, if you got a godly man and you won't submit to him, you lying to me if you're going to submit to Yahusha when the beast comes. You kind of do what you want to do, but it's a little word sprinkled in there. You're going to be like this here. Well, shoot, baby, hey, I'll make you some Alfredo.
Right up my alley.
Right up my alley. He ain't oppressing me. He told me I'm his equal.
I'm tired.
Daniel 4:35. All heaven and among the inhabitants of the earth. None can stay his hand or say unto him, what do you? You know what that means? That means Yahuwah do what he want to do. Don't nobody ask him what he doing, and can't nobody stop him from doing what he doing. Again, when we talk about a man, if you're a man and you want to be in your house and rule in that fashion, that means you need to have a will. You need to have a vision. You need to have a plan. And your stuff got to be on point. Where can't nobody say to you, why you doing that? I'm going to stop you from doing that. If you don't got that, then your phone, your text just came.
My phone is
That's extra. Verse 36, at the same time my reason returned unto me. The esteem of my kingdom, my honor, the brightness returned unto me. My counselors and my Lord sought unto me. I was established dead. Now I, Nebuchadnezzar, praise and extol and honor the King of heaven. All who works the truth in his ways of judgment, and those that walk in pride, he is able to abase. Now let's come to Daniel chapter 2, right? Now what did we read? To let you know that he set kingdoms up and he bring them down. So we don't want to read all that about the clay and all that.
It's the bathroom.
And then boo. Let's stay there. He said, whereas you saw the feet and the toes, you saw the iron mixed with the miry clay. What do you think this means? That the kingdom is divided. Well, let's take a look. Two times. That's what we're going to do. Let's come over here, right? John 12. John 12. Pick it up off the floor. Pick it up off the floor. I gotta make sure I'm in the right spot. It might be John 7. Might be John 7 that I need. Yep. John 7 what I need. You can pick it up at verse 37. John 7:37. I need you a second. John 7:37. Remember, right? He said, what does iron represent? Huh? What's that? Strength, rule. A lot of times oppression. What does clay represent? Divided. Let's take a look. John 7:37. In the last day, the great day of the feast, Yahushua stood and cried, saying, if any man thirst, let him come unto me and drink. He that believe on me, as the scripture hath said, out of his belly shall rivers of living water. But this spake he at esteem. Many of the people thereof, therefore, when they heard this saying, said of a truth, this is the prophet. What prophet is that? He talking about Kalisha. When they say this is the prophet, be quiet. Be quiet. If you still doodle on yourself or you just learned how to do so, be quiet. They said that. You don't know? That's an easy question. Peter, you know why he said that? Elijah? Oh no, that ain't it. What you got? What you say? You asked him? Stanley, you know why they said that? Why they say that? Deuteronomy 18 said, this is in Bethlehem where David was, so there was division among them. Because you have to look at it in this regard. Yahusha is the iron, and they the miry clay. And they don't mix. Or you can look, so he had to spin it and make it again. So what does that tell you? Come over here to Revelation chapter 12. 12. Silence. Silence. Ain't telling you again. I'm going to put you in that washing machine. I might keep the lid up. I'm waiting for the stream to catch up. Revelation 12 and 9. And that great serpent was cast out. That old serpent, the devil. I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation, strength, and the kingdom of our Elohim, and the power of his anointed one, for the accuse of our brethren unto the death. I pause. Oh, y'all sit down. Why you don't own them all their life. Shoot, you got license. What you want, though? That's a funny thing. Joe gets his own work. Joe. He definitely didn't love his own life unto the death. Because remember, right, when he said, you fools are slow and hard. All not Mashiach had suffered to enter into his esteem. You're not overcoming by your own strength. You're not overcoming because you're an Israelite. You overcoming. Remember we read that last night? What were the people beheaded for? What did it say they were beheaded for? For the witness of Yahusha and the word of Elohim. You know the door. You know the entrance to Elohim. Why are you getting killed for bearing witness to Yahusha? Because there's somebody in the earth saying that he is Elohim. See, while all these dudes arguing about all this other stuff I've been telling you for years, and you're not going to believe it. See, I hope to be alive, not to see it happen, so I can look at niggas like the Lord looked at Peter, when niggas be sitting there looking with amazement, and I've been telling you for years that wasn't going to happen. I go lay in my grave, God, and we arguing about all this other stuff when you know you need to know the witness of the Son. See, all that other stuff, niggas talking about all that stuff ain't going to be nothing. That's the one. I literally just heard somebody say the other day, they waiting on the Mashiach to come. Hey. I'm telling you, it's not a game. Hey. Look, Joe, cut it out. Come on. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Bro, therefore rejoice you heavens. This is 12 and 12, book of Revelation. And you that dwell in them, destruction to the inhabitants of the earth, and to the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he know he had but a short time. And when the serpent saw that he was cast into the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man-child, and the woman were given 2 wings of a great. Be quiet. Stop that. I'm tired of talking to you. And if you just, and I hope I hit the bone. No cartilage. Now y'all can look crazy and sideways all you want to, but test me though. I've been known to pass an exam or two. And the serpent was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, would keep the commandments of Elohim and have the testimony of Yahuwah HaMashiach. So why is the beast going to war with you again? Not only do you keep the instruction, cliche answer, the death, burial, and resurrection of Yahushua, that's what's going to keep you alive. You donkey need bricks and bridles because he lacks understanding. What he told you to do about an ant. In the book of Proverbs, he told you something about an ant. Y'all know what he said about that ant in the book of Proverbs? Overseer, to tell him what to do and when to do it. He know what to do. You know why he know what to do? The Ruach HaKodesh. You don't need bricks and bridles and somebody to tell you where to go and when to go. You know where to go and when to go. And you're not going to get fucked. I'm telling you, ain't nobody finna kill you because you out here saying you Israel. That he said he persecute you, saying he lying. That's how you know his kingdom is not of this world. Because Elohim reign on the earth. When Elohim reign on the earth, what happened to all the sinners? They get consumed out. They get removed. If you dwell in the world and sinners are still there, you know that man lying. Again, man, we take your stand. That's why he told them, my kingdom is not of this world. Because if it was, my servants would fight. And when Yahushua coming back through, what his servants gonna do? Kill everything in sight that is contrary to him, and not his servants that's on the earth. Remember, we done talked about it been a long time. You remember what happened with Gideon Elisha?
Call you. He's the elder. Two other boys over there. He's the elder.
He was a warrior. Yahuwah, that's right. That's right. That's right. And they said, that's it. He said he went to fight for them boys. They were finna go fight a war, wasn't it? When Yahuwah told Gideon about all them boys that were coming down there, what he said? Y'all remember what he told them? They get down on that water and laugh. You send them boys back. But why he said to send them back? Now it wasn't because they were scared. He said, I want to keep it a small number. So y'all wouldn't be able to say that y'all did it. That you would know Yahuwah did it. Because if it's a 20,000 man army, you ain't gonna say Yahuwah gave you the power to defeat them people. You gonna believe you did it. That fight with Xerxes and them really happened.
I've seen it.
Oh, because they want to show you that you know, Caucasian warriors in the face of odds, we still
put up a good fight.
put up a good fight. All of them died. Yeah. They ain't have to do nothing. Scared them. That boy ran away. He said, catch him by the mulberry tree. Cut their whole head off. But the point is you never went out to battle. And Yahuwah was not out in. Hey, Tam, what happened? They said, well, we losing. What's going on? He said, a cursed thing in the camp. Well, that's what happened. Them boys think, oh, we definitely gonna win. Boy, you're going with us. Them boys taking the L. They ain't know what was going on. Don't you realize, man, of all us, it ain't enough of us to gather up and fight all the nations and defeat them in the valley of Jehovah. Half of them cowards. Half of them don't want to fight all the time. Half of them ain't gonna fight somebody and get caught. You know what I'm saying? If you got 40 million men, 20 million off top scared. And I'm being generous with the half. Because there was only 2 of them boys willing to fight in the wilderness. And they came out 600,000 people. They came out with 600,000 men. You think by the time they went and spied the land, they probably had over 1 million, if not close to it. So out of 600,000, only 2 men had heart to fight. Out of 600,000. So I'm being generous with the 20 out of 40 million. Because that junk really like 39 million, $950,000. Nah, I'm good, bro. I don't want to fight.
First day print.
They are Friday. What I mean?
They got the man. Them niggas ain't even want to help the boys get down. Them niggas got this and they ain't want to fight.
Oh no, that was different. They had been settled, and they thought them boys ain't want to fight, and they were like, "Oh no!" And Joshua made them take an oath, like, "Boy, if you boys don't come around the corner, boy, we're gonna come through you." That was Manasseh, and his car. They stayed on the other side. They're like, "Hey, we like this spot right here. We gonna settle in." They said, "Oh, y'all don't want to fight?" They said, "Oh no, don't disrespect us like that." Okay. Yeah, they said, "Don't disrespect us like that." You bump now. Disrespect me like that. You know what I'm talking about? Because the fear ain't even the people, it's the lack of trust in Yahuwah. You don't believe Yahuwah or push these people down. But what did he tell you in Deuteronomy 20? Come take a look.
I like it.
On their toes?
I like it.
I just didn't take the track that probably what the title would suggest. But it's still the same piece. Why slice that? I mean, man. Yeah, man, they caught a nail. Niggas take be tearing stuff up, at least knock the nails down. And shall say unto them, Hear, O Yasharal, you approach this day to battle against your enemies. Let not your hearts faint, fear not, do not tremble, neither be you terrified because of them, for you ain't got to worry about it. I know it'll make you a little nervous. You're human, but you ain't got to worry about it. See, come over here. I think it's 2 Corinthians chapter 5. I just
Yeah. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Come on.
that ain't it. Okay, chapter 10. That's what 10 and 1 is sufficient. 2 Corinthians 10 and 1. I said I want you to consider, right? Because at the end of the day, the difference in the kingdom is each one has a gospel. Remember, what is iniquity, right? It's avon, it's perversity, it's depravity. The mystery of iniquity that the beast or Satan is working is a deprived or extremely far away from what is accurate. The best deception is truth mixed with lies. Because the truth is what pulls you in, and the lies is what ensnares you. And that's what people don't really realize. See, most people really think that when somebody's deceiving you, that they're just going to tell this grand, fantastic tale.
Sit down.
The perfect way to deceive someone is to use their emotions against them. That's how you deceive people. If they're greedy, you use greed against them. If they're fearful, you use fear against them. If they're angry, you use their anger against them. Really manipulate. See, that's something that most people not going to tell you. But if you want to know the game, that's how you do it. Like when I told you the difference between a hoe and a regular woman that man has for her against her. She's going to give him the experience of see, that's the other thing that is a highly used mechanism for people who seek to deceive. And that's using what they know a person wants to believe. The individual wants to believe that Yahuwah is oppressive, he's restrictive, or he's this, that, there, and the third. All it takes is somebody who holds a differing vantage point, another deity that they serve, bring that information to you, and you'll be deceived by it. At the end of the day, when you look at Eve, what was she deceived by? Her desire to be wise. Her desire to be like Elohim. Pretty much, man to be a man. That's why she desires a man to interact with her. Her female friends do. Because you want to be a man. Average woman don't even know how to interact with a man. She ain't never even been taught or told how to interact with a man. Because you know what you'll end up finding out? We don't think like you. We don't talk like you. We don't do nothing like you. And instead, you want us to think how you want us to think, and that's how people do Yahuwah. Yahuwah, what did he tell you in Isaiah 55? My thoughts are not your thoughts. My ways are not your ways. You're going to have to let this mind be in you. Because you need to understand how Elohim thinks. He don't need to understand how you think. He already know how you think. That's no different with a man. A man already, if a man has any level of maturity, he already knows for the most part a woman's mind is filled with fire. You know what I'm saying? So that's not something, but you want us to relate to folly and then get upset because they don't. See, only simps and weak little boys want to relate to folly. See, you want a nigga to emotionally relate to you versus help you understand your emotions. He doesn't want to relate. What was going to do, and that's that. You sitting there looking, would you want him to make himself lesser for you? How would you feel if he did? That look to the side told it all. You got to tell you that a man should do. But you know why they do that? An attack on masculinity. But it's not really an attack on masculinity. It's an attack on godly. Because if you're masculine, then you can never become godly. So you can't have a feminine mind as a man and be godly. Like on the surface, it's an attack on masculinity. But beneath the surface, it's an attack on godliness. Because you have to be a masculine man in order to be godly. You can't be feminine and be godly. It doesn't work. I'm talking about for a man. Natural order and the standard that who created him. That's why they push goddess worship. It makes a man to be effeminate. So then you'll never identify with your Abba in heaven. Which is another point that his kingdom is not of this world. There is no notation and pedalizing of the nature of Elohim. Elohim is personified as a man, but Elohim is he's just personified to us for us to relate. Henceforth is it like he ain't got genitals, if you would. 2 Corinthians chapter 10. See, that's gonna be harsh. Because again, you're talking about time, it seems like you're demeaning and debasing a gender over the other. But as y'all already know, there is nothing equal in the earth. There's nothing equal in the earth. There are no two things that are equal. Aside joy, take that pillow and be happy. Second Corinthians 10 and 1. Now I, Paul, beseech you by the meekness and gentleness of Mashiach, whereas I think to be bold against some, which thinks us as if we walked according to flesh. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Elohim to the pulling down of strongholds. Why did I read that? Because when you, what weapons did Paul tell you to arm yourself with? The breastplate of righteousness, the helmet of Elohim, to gird your loins, and to take that sword. And why did you need to take all of that? Because you're not going to see all the sons of Ham, all the sons of Yefet, and some of the sons of Shem, all coming against the house of Yasharal. You really think you're going to beat them people? Families of Ham, all the isles of the Gentiles. Remember, Esau is a Shem issue too. You can't beat them people. You can't beat them people. They tell you that you I'm thinking about another verse. Give me a second. When they don't have fellowship with the throne of iniquity. That's in Psalm 94. We're in verse 44. That's the most unstableness I done seen. Boy. Man, I had seen this nigga son a double tracking, man. I'm like, what? I'm like, what, this nigga finna send another? Yeah, I seen that later. I'm like, Then he came back with tomorrow. I'm like, I sure wasn't gonna say nothing. Definitely wasn't gonna send you no email talking about why you sending me this shirt again. Definitely. Daniel 2:43. He said, whereas you saw iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. What does that verse take you back to in verse 43 in the law? It said, right, they're going to mingle themselves with who? The seed of men. That is to come to pass, to let be known. Hey, ooh, and hey. That's to join. He said, but they're not going to cleave. That's divide. I narrowed it down for you. Book of Genesis. Any of y'all know? Say, hold on. Oh my, that is lovely deal. I might have to jump on that for that tobacco vanilla. That's that Tom Ford. It is, but that junk coming from Russia. Listen to it, right? They shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another. Where that's at in the law? Something come to your mind in the law. Y'all on here, y'all, yeah. Well, y'all look, hold on. Phone number on here. I got Sean number. I got Kira's on. I got your phone number here. I'll call you niggas. Yeah, he said that, but that's not it.
As far as the Son of God mixing with the.
That is correct. Let's go take a look. That's what it was. Genesis chapter 5. Did they cleave together? They did not.
I'm telling you, it was good.
Now remember, right? Pause. I want y'all to think. What it said, right? They shall mingle themselves with the earth, and daughters were born unto them. The sons of Elohim saw the daughters of men, they were fair, and they took them wives, all of which they chose. Now, a lot of people believe the sons of Elohim here are who? Angels, but they are not. They are not. Number one, what does Matthew 22 tell you about angels and reproduction? He said, because the children of the resurrection are as in the angels of heaven. They're not given into marriage nor married, because spirits do not, because what does he describe the angels as? Ministers of flaming fire. Spirits do not have need for sex. They don't have need for sex. They don't have to have sex. Number two, if these, so you can't be disobedient and be a son. That's not how that works. Number three, this is go to something what you already know. It's between the two genealogies in Matthew and Luke. Little Joe. Yes, please. No, I mean you could say that, but that's not enough information. One leads to David, one leads to Adam. And how to Adam at the end of Luke? He's the who? Son of Allah. People who descend from Adam. And what's the one man who's missing there? Cain. And people say Cain missing because Cain is the seed that Eve had with Satan. You got to be a special type of stupid if you think Satan laid down and had sex with a woman in the garden. You know why he the seed of it? Because they see that in 1 John. He the seed of the evil one. Because he's a cause a fool. But he was a murderer. What did he say? What did Yahoo do? It's very, very simple. So when you look at the daughters of men, who are the daughters of men? Clearly, these are people who are not from their progeny. That's it. They're not from that progeny. Let's continue. Verse 3. And Yahuwah says of old, men of renown. Elohim saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every yoke with who?
Unbelievable.
He said, why? What fellowship has Mashiach with who? With the light. Then he hit you with the light in the darkness. So this is why the iron and the clay don't mix together. They can't cleave to one another. So even though you'll be mingled amongst the seed of men, You'll never be able to stick to all y'all. Find yourself a seat on that wall. Y'all thought I was playing. I meant what I said. Everybody get over there. I don't care if you were talking or not. Everybody come. Because I didn't put a caveat on if you were talking or not. I said if you over there and I have to say something, everybody come. That way you hold everybody accountable to keep their mouth closed. Hey, don't come over here with that. Because I promise to you, boy, I'm going to thump all in the nose. And guess what? To make it even better, if one person talk, I'll thump everybody, even if you wasn't talking. And that way you'll turn to look at people telling them to be quiet. Some of you like to do you in the army. One person mess up, everybody run. Huh? That's why they beat Private Power with them soul painters. Huh? Shoot. There's finna be a movie in here today. Hey, be quiet. I talk to she ain't but a baby. You act like she gonna look at you and say, sure, I'll stop, child. Oh, you want some too? Back to Daniel chapter 2. I'm talking about he busting head in the temple with it too. Look at you, you got somewhere proper to sit now, huh? You're like, I was waiting for them nigga babies to go. I thought she was looking relieved. That's sad. The Elohim, the Shahim set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. And the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. Now let's look at that. It will not be left to other people. Come here, little girl. Come here. Yes, you. See, now you want to try to look cute. It's too late.
Come here, Yanni.
The hard-headed little girl. When we look at left, it's Shabbat. Left alone or to be left. It's self-explanatory. Just had to make sure what it said. This kingdom will not be given to another people. Pause. Matthew 25 and 31 for confirmation. Matthew chapter 25 and verse 31. And when the Son of Man shall come in and gather all nations, he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divided sheep from the goats. And he shall set up the sheep on his right hand and the goats on the left. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, come you blessed of my Abba, and inherit the kingdom prepared from you from the 5 if you would. If your feelings get hurt, I can't do y'all who deem agree. No male, no female. Just one in Mashiach. Psalms 95 and 3. Make it one. They ain't gonna hurt nobody. Let us sing unto Yahuwah. Let us make a joyful noise to the rock of our salvation. Let us come before his presence with thanksgiving and make a joyful noise unto him with songs. Yahuwah is a great Elohim and a great king above all gods. In his hand are the deep places of the earth, and the strength of the hills is his also. The sea is his. He made it, and it's in the world. The thing that you're going to connect to Elohim through creation. He told you that in Romans. Worship the creation. Thinking that a connection through creation will connect you to him who created it. It will not. Because the only way you can connect to him is through his Ruach, and you can only do that through his word, and people don't like his word. You know what I'm saying? You got women who don't like his authority, and you got simps ready to throw their cape on and say them hoes. You know what I'm saying? Don't throw your cape on and say that hoe. You let that hoe perish. That's male or female. They ain't just doing. Y'all just don't know it because y'all women, y'all don't get engaged in that type of stuff. But say some old cornball junk nigga in your comment. If you posted that, it's a whole nigga coming with his cape on. Y'all shouldn't talk to them sisters like that or do this. Look at Monica like they say, I want him to throw the cape on. That's how you look. You want him to throw their cape on? Oh, I know you don't. You too aggressive. You look like you fight, nigga. She abuse you, you can blink an eye and let us know.
They put their hands on you.
Blink an eye now. That nigga John Lennon said, I ain't gonna say nothing. She punched hard. Monica say he better not say nothing. Last time I hit him with a baking pan. Say you pushed him down, he pushed you down the stairs. Yeah, that's what you said. You probably fell down the stairs fighting. Hitting him with jabs and whatnot. That nigga was like to see when he started, he was like, why that nigga? You supposed to beat that man all out. Boy, hush. That ain't go how you thought it was, did it? Verse 6, oh come, let us worship his hand today, if you will hear his voice. What he says you are? At the end of the day, who is the kingdom prepared? Let's look at what he's going to return. Ain't that what he asked? Acts 1 and 6. When they therefore were come together, they asked him, saying, Lord, will you at this time restore again the kingdom? And he said unto them, it is not for you to know the times of the seasons which Abba has put into his own power. So this is who the kingdom that he referring to, that he will not leave this kingdom to another people. But just to confirm it, come to Jeremiah 30. This is to make it plain.
Right.
You down there crying.
Johnny?
You ready to tell on somebody, so it ain't me.
It's just Johnny.
It's just Johnny. 30 and 18. Jeremiah 30 and 18. Thus saith Yahuwah, behold. Thus saith Yahuwah, behold, I will bring again the captivity after the manner thereof. Out of them shall proceed thanksgiving and the voice of them that make merry. And I will multiply them, and they shall not be few. I will also esteem them, they shall not be small. Their sons also shall be as aforetime. The congregation shall be established before me, and I will punish all that oppress them. Who's coming? If the serpent comes to oppress you, that means the beast. And if it's the beast, that also means the people. Because what will the beast do? He will enter into a covenant with these people, and they will be the sons of Elohim, quote unquote. That's why you can't mingle with him. That's why you love the God of forces and say he's above all gods that are called God. Ain't that what Daniel 11 tell you? Remember what we read in Daniel 11? He said he'll be troubled by the voices of the witnesses, and that it will vex him, and then he will begin to execute wrath. Does it not say? Guess what? That would make everybody in covenant with him. Sons of Elohim, according to him. But you saying Yahushua is Elohim, and that you his prophet, and it renew the face of the earth. Verse 21, Jeremiah 30. And their nobles shall be of themselves, and their governor shall proceed from the midst of them, Yahuwah, and you shall be my people, and I will be your Allah. Huh? A ruler. Let's look at the Hebrew word for governor. Yeah, it do. Mashal. And y'all know what that is. You know what Mashal is? I'll say about that. Who the only person can be king over you? Over there playing? That what y'all over there doing? What do you propose punishment for your disobedience? You do, don't you? You. The cat's got you covered. You speechless? What you over here for? You want some? Then don't. Hold on. Where you going? You supposed to be over here. Get back over here, Grandma. See, Joe, your problem is you like to do what you want to do. Then when there's consequences, you want to try to put the sad face on. Well, I'm going to tell you something. Outside that door, don't nobody care. Behave like that, shoot, they got to play for you. It's called the unemployment line and the soup kitchen. Deuteronomy 17 and 14. Which, when you are coming to the land which Yahuwah your Elohim give you, and you shall possess it, and you shall dwell therein, and shall say, I will set a king over me, like as all the nations that are about me. You shall anywise set a king over you, whom Yahuwah your Elohim shall choose. We've already read that he chose a king, that being Yahushua, correct? One from among your brethren shall you set king over you. You may not set a stranger over you, which is not your brother. That's the number one thing where you know you should. That's how the beast gonna get a lot of people. Because remember, what does he say that he has to stand up? So he gonna try to come through with that text, and he gonna try to convince you that he is of the house of Yasharal, and that you nobody ruling over you that is not of the house of Yasharal. That's why, dude. That's why a lot of bruisers tell you not to vote. A president is not a king. I'm here to tell you. He is a chief executive officer. That means he is a caretaker, a sitter, a do boy. He's a gopher. Really, you don't even know corporate structure. Because CEOs answer to somebody in a corporate structure. Dudes be right. You got nigga talking about I'm a CEO. Nigga company ain't even a corporation. If you see a nigga tell you he is bigger than what they are, executive officer of, you can't even say you a credit repair. I'm a boss. No, baby, you a hustler. You see walk around talking about I'm a boss. How many white folks you tell I'm the CEO? When they tell you the CEO, they really the CEO. Don't you know that most people who CEOs, that ain't even a company? Don't you know the CEO can be fired? You know what Vince McMahon talks? See, when you go public, when you get IPO, that's when you got to see if you stay a private corporation, you don't answer to nobody. So you can be a corporation and not, you know what an IPO is? You don't know what an IPO is, Sade? Michael, I know you know, you're from New York. I know you don't walk past Wall Street a time or two. Public offering. So that's when a company decides to go public and put themselves on the stock market. They come with an IPO, which is basically the initial price for the stock for corporations. Pretty much right. People fundraising. Because see, now don't get me wrong, you can make money off your investment, but at the end of the day, they do it to get money from the public so they don't have to spend their money. You know what that is? OPM. Sade, you know what OPM? What about you, Monica? What it is? Other people's money.
That's right.
I know Monica knows. She said, I'm a general manager. You know I. Oh, Monica could say I was a boss. I told niggas what to buy a few niggas. Hey, well, you definitely can't call yourself a boss if you can't find nobody. If you can't find nobody, you can't call yourself a boss.
You got a boss. Hey, be quiet.
But that's the hallmark of American business is OPM. They will always tell you to use another person. Oh yeah, white people scam all day on that end too. Look at Mike. He said, "I almost got one time, but I ain't get to." But that's all. Some people look at the public. You got to have quarterly meetings. You got to have quarterly stock reports. They got to be public. You got to tell people how much money you made, how much profit you made. You got to give projections on how much money you gonna make, because that dictates if people gonna buy your stock or ton of stocks. That's why you'll hear people who own stocks and company and they'll just sell it for some quick cash. You know what I'm saying? They were like Vince McMahon sold stocks just to start the XFL again. He used another nigga's money to do that. That's what they do. That's what they do. But they take other people's money to fund what they want to do. You're not the one playing the game. It's the Caucasians that are playing the game. Because you ain't spending enough money on those stocks to keep all these companies afloat. You just not. Nevertheless, Deuteronomy 17. But he shall not multiply horses to himself, nor cause the people to return to Egypt, to the end that he shall multiply horses. Boy, be quiet. Be quiet, boy. Well, that's neither shall he multiply wives to himself, that his heart turn not away. Neither shall he greatly multiply to himself silver and gold. See, now what does this mean? You have to look at it when you look at Mashiach when he was on the earth. He didn't have a wife, and he was not after money. Because what did he say that will cause your heart to do? Turn away from Yahuwah. We know David had a lot of wives. That's what. Get that out the way off the top. You're not a king. You're not a king. So they want to be this great, fantastical person. Ain't nothing wrong with living a regular life in a regular house, driving a regular car with regular kids. That's been the hallmark of human civilization for millenniums. Only in the time of social media does everybody want to be this great, grandiose person. You know what I'm saying? In times past, people would just, you know what's sad? And I've known this for a while, and I just heard a brother talking about this the other night. We were married 40. That's not the negative of the woman. That's just to show what is allowed to roam freely without supervision. That's why the text say, don't prostitute your daughter. Because it also has the poor reflection. He has freedom. He can get casual sex easier. So he doesn't have the impetus to actually be a man, take care of her, actually marry her first, and then have a child. You know what I'm saying? You don't have that motivation. He ain't paying all your bills and buying you a Birkin bag, send him back to the streets. Well, we were just talking about this before we went live. A Birkin bag costs $50,000. It's not a lot of dudes that make $50,000 a year. You understand that? It's not a lot of. Hold on. What is side Joe? What the rest of them? Well, they're gonna come for a belt in a minute. But just sit there and think about that, of what that does to the psyche of the average woman. Makes a man want to pay all your bills. Like you got women who are not even married to men that expect men to pay their bills. And feel like he ain't a man if he don't do it. You're not my wife. I'm not obligated to do that for you. That is the deterioration of mind of society. But that's well, baby, let me tell you something. If you ain't got my last name, I ain't obligated to pay nothing. And if you get upset about it, well, you can beat your feet. For you for paying all of this. And I'm not married to you. Let's ain't talking about buying. Right or wrong. But you're gonna have to. Because if I'm paying your bills and you still feel like you ain't got to listen to me, he married too, then why would you expect a grown man to do it? If you wouldn't tell your son to do it, why you want me to do it? But then, like the man said, what value do you bring for a man to want to come and take care of you? Oh, because you sitting on the vagina? Your vagina's not. Do you wash your body and clean your hair? Do you know how to cook? And we ain't talking about cooking out no pots. If I wanted a rump roast, could you make it? If I said I was going vegan, could you cook it? Oh, you think because you look good and I got a vagina? Pay my bills. Man, this ain't Destiny Child. That whole lie to you. I can't pay your bills and then you don't do what I tell you to do. I'm an idiot. Look how you looking. That's why I married my husband. I want to be told what to do. Pay my bill. That's what you said. Yeah, that's what you said. That's what you said. So somebody got to pay him. I won't pay him. You looking like so it? Man, we already know, man. You go around here, ask the average woman, if she, do you want to stay at home or work? But they'll throw their hands up in a heartbeat. Shoot, they can take care of me. Even women who making money, they be like, they say, I want a man to take care of me. But you don't want to listen to them. $300,000-$400,000 a year. You think you want to deal with a woman who don't listen when you hiring 5 niggas every day? I built the whole earth. I built the heavens. Like, think about that for a second now. If you don't think a man should do that, Elohim made the whole earth of which you dwell. That makes sense to you? Y'all get upset because your children don't listen. And you should know, you've been teaching children who don't listen for years now. I'm talking about shoot, look, Peter was looking when he told him you denied me 3 times. Yahuwah is a beautiful teacher. Don't nobody teach like you. Because the very things that we do that we don't like, he has somebody manifest it back to you so you can understand why he don't like it. Deuteronomy 17 and 18. And it shall be when he sit upon the throne of his kingdom, he shall write him a copy of this law in a book out of that which is before the priests, the Levites, and it shall be with him. And he shall read therein all the days of his life, that he may learn to fear Yahuwah and to keep all the words and law and statutes to do them. Be quiet. You know that. And you be testing it too. You be pushing it. No, I'm talking. You got plenty of time to deal with your friends. This is not the time. That his heart be not lifted up above his brethren, that he turn in the midst of Yasharal. Now this is what I want you to look at, right? Isaiah chapter 2. Come on. Come on. Let me watch. You know something you got. You over there doing that. Then what you doing? What? I'm over there playing with them. Now to be still. You're not talking, but y'all over there playing. See, that's why she covered her face and leaned back. What you was over there doing? Come here. What you was over there doing? Come here, please. What was you over there doing? Relax. What you was over there doing? You know how to talk. What was you over there doing? That the mountain of Yahuwah's house shall be established in the top of the mountain. That shall be exalted above houses of Elohim of Jacob. And he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his path. For out of Zion shall go forth book of the law. So where is the book of the law here? Is it an actual book? But no, he is the book. It's going to be in the end. Now notice, right, he said that his heart revelation as it pertains to him and his brethren. You can find it for yourself, chapter 3. When you find it, tell me the verse, what you think it is when you find it. Hey, y'all making too much noise. What? What do you want? But from where you going? What? Revelation chapter 3. In regards to where it says that Revelation 3 gives you what verse you think pointing to what I'm talking about in Deuteronomy 17. I can see why you would say that. That's not the one right there. Yeah, be quiet.
You gonna make come make a pillar. 21.
21. He that overcome shall be sit in my throne as I'm sat in my Father's throne. Now, is that not an individual who is not lifted, brethren?
Hey, be quiet.
So they can sit up there with him. Equal in name, but not in power. Because his heart is not lifted up above his brethren. Why is that the case? Can you read anywhere where Moses lifted himself up above the house of Yasharal? You cannot. How does the text describe him? The most humbled man on the earth. The meekest man on the earth. Did Samuel lift himself up above the people? Did Nehemiah lift himself up above the people? Now, Samuel and Nehemiah weren't even kings. One was a judge and one was a ruler. Did David lift his heart up above the people? Absolutely not. That's not happening. These are the examples of this, of the things that you describe, of what the text is describing. That under Elohim, giving you the ability to rule. So if he's giving you the ability to rule, how can he lift up himself above his brethren? What did he say? I've washed your feet. You ought to do what? Wash one another's feet. I didn't come to be served, but I came to what? Serve. He's fulfilling everything that's in Deuteronomy 17. Of how he fulfilled all of that. You know what I'm saying? It's for and rightfully so. But what did Yahushua say? You call me Lord and Master, and you say right. I, your Lord and Master, have washed your feet. How many kings you know in the history of mankind came down and washed people's feet? That's it. Chronicles 29. Also, always remember what remember what David told Samuel. I mean, what David said in 2 Samuel, that he that rule amongst men must be just. Ain't too many just kings don't rule, no righteous kings don't rule in this earth, whether the house of Yasharal or not. Nigga, Haile Selassie War II went down. That boy left Ethiopia and hit Italy. Nobody want to talk about that when they talk about Selassie. I do it every time. He do something every time. He run.
That was just I and I.
I. Boy died. I and I. No boy be lying on you and Mashiach throwing that man in that place. John Selassie. Man, screw Haile Selassie. And if you got a problem with it, nigga, screw you too. Straight up. Well, we deal with the son of the living Elohim. Around E part, around here talking about no man. I said it once, I said it again. You bound down to a man, you're a damn fool. And the damned is literal. That's literal. Literally what the text means is damn. How many times you seen somebody bound down to a regular? Not even say a regular dude. How many times y'all ever read that anybody bowed down to a prophet? Hey, what y'all in here talking for? Come here so I can hit you in your mouth. Since you want to talk so much. See? Yeah. The fear, all you need. Ain't got to strike it. Hush your mouth. And grandma, you think because your hair done, you can act a fool. That's how she over there looking. And all week. I don't know why you got a smile on your face. Oh no, a prophet. How many times you seen in the text somebody bow their knees? And what did he say? Let's take a look then. Acts chapter 4. Make sure I'm moving.
It's been so long since I read it, I can't remember where it's at. Chapter 10.
That's all you want to say. Acts chapter, that's what was in my head. Acts chapter 10. Be quiet. Close your legs and be quiet. Acts chapter 10, right? Verse 19. On the vision, the Ruach said unto him, behold, 3 men seek you. Arise therefore and get you down and go with them, doubting nothing. For I have come. They said, Cornelius the centurion, a just, to send me into his house and to hear your words of you. Then called he them in and lodged them, and on the morrow Peter went away with them, and certain brethren from Joppa accompanied them. And the morrow after they entered into Caesarea, Cornelius waited for them and called together his kinsmen and near friends. And Peter was coming in. Cornelius met him and fell down at his feet and worshipped him. But Peter took him up, saying, stand up. He met him and fell down at his feet and worshipped him. But Peter took him up, saying, stand up. I am myself also am a man. Absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? So the one time you see that happening with the apostle, he told him to get up. How many times you see somebody doing that with a king, down to a king? Because that's a sign of reverence. Now, if somebody was a king and you bow down to a king, not a nigga. And somebody bow down to Queen Elizabeth, I ain't got to say. That's royalty. That's what you're supposed to do. I don't know if it's too many. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of them don't exist anymore. And of course, you know that's a forerunner of bow down to Mashiach. Didn't Joseph's brothers bow down to him? But why did they do it though? That man was king of Egypt. He was king of Egypt though. See, nobody want to talk about that. He was king of Egypt though. He wasn't Joseph. He was king of Egypt. He sat at the right hand of the throne. Like passion, you ought to slap yourself. Then the Lord ought to come down from heaven and slap you too. First Chronicles 29.
Hey.
29 and 10. Yeah. I know you who is the greatness, the power, the esteem, the victory. You are exalted as head above all. Both riches and honor come of you, and you reign over all. And in your hand is power and might, and in your hand is to be great and to give strength unto all. Now, therefore, our Elohim, we thank you and praise your esteemed name. But who am I and what people that we should be able to offer so willingly after this sword? For all things come of you, and of your own have we given you. For we are strangers before you, and sojourners as were all our fathers are as all our fathers. Our days on the earth are as a shadow, and there is none abiding. O Yahuwah Elohim, all this store that we have prepared to build you. Now see, we're going to come back and read. Notice who he said kingdom belongs to. Who he said the kingdom belonged to. Belong to you is what? King. Because that's how his kingdom is not of this world. Because this world is not ruled over by you. The prince of this world, the ruler of this world is judged. Now remember now, Elohim is the ruler over everything. But he's not the ruler of this world because this world is against him. But we'll say hallelujah for Yahushua in the word. I forget. I bless y'all out the house of y'all name of Yahushua. I appreciate your time. You will willing, we'll pick it up on Wednesday. Probably keep down the same road, just in a different fashion. Get out my camera. And yeah, we'll go from there. So again, get out my camera.
No.